A critical aspect to character progression in the Trail series is Sepith, the tiny elemental crystals you gain from a number of sources, though the primary are quests, chests, and monsters. With Sepith, you can make money, trading them in, and most importantly, you can improve your orbments and create the quartz that give you those wonderful arts and stats. Now, you can easily go the entire game with just the Sepith you gain along the way, but if you wish to indulge in some Sepith farming, some of the games in the series provide you with a unique method, and that is killing the most disrespectful little monster since the Dragon Quest Metal Slime, the Shining Pom. An adorable yet ferocious furball with wings, a halo, and a complete disregard for most of the game's mechanics. If you're lucky, it'll stick around long enough for you to try to kill it, and not just simply run away the millisecond the fight starts. If you do manage to defeat this plushy piñata, you'll be showered in lots of experience points and Sepith of all types, with the amounts of each increasing with the monster's level. When you reach the end game, the amounts gained by bashing these bright beasties is staggering. Before we get into the details on how to slay these fast fuzzy fiends, it's worth mentioning that they were removed from the monster list from Trails of Cold Steel onwards. In Cold Steel 1 and 2, there are DLC items that summon them onto the map, and killing them provides a large amount of experience, but no Sepith. Well, no vast amounts of Sepith. And from Cold Steel 3 on, the DLC items, Shining Pom droplets, give your party a buff that makes it so characters will level up at the end of the fight. Now, for the games where they're actually part of the ecosystem of Zemurian crafty critters, the Shining Poms appear in two ways. In Trails in the Sky First Chapter, Trails from Zero, and Trails to Azure, Shining Poms can be found on the field as a rare spawn you can interact with to start a fight. In Trails in the Sky Second and Third Chapters, Shining Poms appear as part of other fights. Sometimes you'll encounter a monster and there might be one or more Shining Poms with them. With that said, the way they spawn is different in Sky FC versus the Crossbill games. In Sky, if you enter the screen where they're supposed to spawn and they're not there, you can just exit and re-enter until it's on the map. You can use the Eagle-Eye Quartz to make it easier, as you can see them as a red dot on the map. In the Crossbill games, the Shining Pom spawn RNG is determined when you leave Crossbell or any other settlement. That means if the Pom doesn't spawn, moving to the next screen and back will have no effect. You'll need to fully return to a settlement and leave to trigger another spawn reroll. Another thing to mention is that in Zero and Azure, you cannot surprise Shining Poms. The moment you approach them from behind, they turn around and charge you, unlike any other monster. As I said, Shining Poms have no respect for the game's rules. Now to the business at hand. How to murder these menacing mascots. The first and most straightforward are S-Crafts. These super attacks bypass the Shining Pom's ludicrous evasion and resistances. Having said so, only maxed out S-Crafts, meaning those using 200 craft points, have a chance at one-shotting a Shining Pom. If you don't have enough, you'll need more than one character. Not only that, but even with 200 CP, only single-target S-Crafts can outright kill one of these blessed battle balls. Area-based S-Crafts can be inconsistent in their effectiveness, at least from my own experience. If you're playing Trails in the Sky First Chapter, S-Crafts are more or less your only choice. Arts with instant kill possibilities, aka Death Blow, such as Shadow Spear, are another option, but it's a roll of the dice on whether it'll work or not. Starting from Trails in the Sky Second Chapter, however, Shining Poms can be hurt by higher element arts, so Space, Time, and Mirage. Dark Matter in Second Chapter is something of a fan favorite to take them out. Second Chapter also introduces another method to kill them, which is Attack Food, though it loses effectiveness as the game progresses, and in the end the only thing Attack Food will do is piss the Shining Pom off. In terms of quartz, Death Blow is as much of a roll of the dice as Shadow Spear and other arts and crafts with, well, Death Blow. The chance is low, and even with a 100% kill chance of Death Blow 2, the attack can still miss. Now, with the art of Pom assassination covered, here's how you make the best use of your Shining Pom fights. Mind you, this advice is more useful for FC, Zero, and Azure, where the Poms are on the field. If the fight starts and the Poms don't immediately escape, run away and re-engage until there is a Sepith bonus turn, and then use your S-Break on that one with a character with an S-Craft that has multiple hits in the animation. This is because the extra Sepith dropped from the monster on this special turn is based on how many times it's hit by the attack animation. So don't skip the animation and use something like a Stealth Pommel. The result is a whole lot of Sepith being dropped, which adds on top of the bundle the Shining Pom is already giving you upon its expiration. Granted, this is easier in Sky FC, where you can actually start a Shining Pom fight with advantage by tagging them from behind. In Zero and Asher, you better hope the woolly winged war fluff is looking for a fight and doesn't just pull a ninja on you. I love Shining Poms. It's worth mentioning, I love them, and I worship at their altar. And then I kill them as often as I can. They're too good to pass up. Hopefully, with what I've shared with you, you'll be well on your way to earn loads of Sepith and experience by hunting these diminutive divinities. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please drop a like and maybe consider subscribing. There's plenty more coming in the future, including guides into the different nations of Samuria. As always, happy trails.